Hello, it's Darcy from thefabskinco.com, where I support and inspire professional and self-employed women who feel they are putting everything and everyone ahead of themselves and are left feeling stressed out and depleted. I nurture them to create a bespoke transformation on the inside and the out so they get to experience more vibrancy, more abundance and be radiantly youthful. Could that be you? Today's tip, I'm genuinely excited to be doing a short clip on this. It is the 5 languages of love. I came across a book some time ago by a guy called Gary Chapman called The 5 Languages of Love. And he's got about 30 years of relationship expertise behind him and is now a global speaker. And to honestly say, it's completely transformed the way that I perceive and communicate with my loved ones is not an understatement. Now, does anyone remember falling in love? That glowingness that you had inside, that vibrancy on your skin, just you couldn't get enough of the other person and just everything was gorgeous. It was just like a Disney movie. Do you remember that? Would you like to experience that every day? Yes, I hear you say. So I heard a statement from a girlfriend not so long ago who actually had been told herself that unless you're investing, you are leaving. And I think that's very true of absolutely everything that you can do in life. But we are talking about relationships here. So clearly, if you're not investing in the relationship, you've kind of got half your foot out of the door. So the 5 languages of love really help each of you communicate what it is to make the other one feel completely and utterly loved. Now, there's a really easy way of finding out which one you are. You do the one that you feel the most connected to and therefore the one that you love to receive. So the 5 languages of love, don't worry, I'm going to go over them again, but they are, I'm just going to read because I can't remember everything I want to say. Words of affirmation, quality time together, receiving gifts, acts of service and physical touch. Now, straight away, you can probably work out which one you are more destined to go towards. And the one that you think, oh yeah, that is me, the chances are it absolutely 100% is you. So if you find yourself doing something like acts of service, then that is the one that is going to make you feel the most loved when somebody that you love in your life does it for you. Now, although the book says everyone has a primary language of love, I'm totally convinced you also have a second and a third. Certainly the second one will be in amongst there, and even if you find yourself doing the second one for your loved ones, they're still going to feel that you absolutely and totally adore them, want to be with them, and they are going to start to reciprocate. So as I said, you can always ask your loved one which one they prefer. So words of affirmation is, it's kind of, hey, that's a really good job. Thank you so much for doing that for me. It's encouraging. And whenever you do any of these, this is not about for you to get control or power over anybody else. You say it because you genuinely want to be connected to your loved one. A little example, my son is definitely words of affirmation. And actually the day before I received the audio, he and I had a bit of a heated discussion and he actually said to me, I do things wrong and I totally get that, but I actually need to hear you say it in a positive way. So straight away, he was actually telling me his words of affirmation. Next day, I received the audio, driving around, listening to it in my car. And I thought, oh my God, he's actually told me what he is. So now, when we have a discussion, I will always put it more on a positive slant to get him to do whatever it is. So if it is kind of like, I really think you're doing a great job and I really appreciate it, even if it's small things, he's a teenage boy. He kind of likes the whole world to revolve around him. So it's just small little daily steps. But I've noticed with him, those little words of encouragement, suddenly he's starting to do other things which benefit him and obviously benefit us as a family. So that is great. Quality time together. Now this is really easy, isn't it? It is literally quality time together. So obviously if you or your partner are quality time together, guess what you're going to have to plan? Some quality time together. Even if it is just going and sitting, you're having a walk and you sit on a park bench without your mobiles, and you're actually interacting together, they are going to feel that you are completely and utterly there for them. So the quality time doesn't have to be a great big gesture. However, it could be. So like date night could come back for both of you. And if you are both quality time together, that's even better, because you're both going to feel like your little emotional love tank is completely and utterly full. Because when our emotional love tank is full, everything else in the world seems a lot calmer, and we're able to deal with a lot more things because we feel our partner literally has our back. Receiving gifts. Now, this is a great one, and this will be a secondary for a lot of people. Now, when I say receiving gifts, that doesn't necessarily have to be an amazing car on the driveway. However, if you want to do that for your partner, I'm sure they will be absolutely delighted with you. Receiving gifts is about the little things, like somebody could have a real thing for pens and you just saw this really cool pen and you bought it for them, or you literally, give them the last Rolo out of your chocolates. It can be the really small things, or it can be the great big grand gestures. Most people will have receiving gifts as a secondary love language. So it'll be one of the others first and then the receiving gifts, because it feels like you've actually thought about the person. So as I've said, it doesn't have to be the great big grand gestures. It can be, and that's wonderful, but it's just the small little gestures. It could be something simple, like, I've just got a single flower that is one of your favourite flowers. I thought of you and I wanted to give you that tonight for no absolute reason whatsoever. It can be the real small, simple things. Acts of service, again, as mothers, we do enjoy acts of service. Now, acts of service could be like, I'll make a cup of tea for your mum, don't worry, or I'll put the vacuum cleaner around. It can be really simple things like that, or the acts of service can be great big things, going out into the community, given to charity, because that's what your loved one absolutely feels. Their emotional love tank is just, on overdrive, and they just feel completely and utterly full of love and appreciated and feel very worthy of themselves. So the acts of service doesn't have to be the great big grand gestures. It can be, but it's the fact that you've continually thought about the person. And this is what the 5 languages of love is all about, that you've actually thought about your partner, you've thought about your loved ones, you've thought about your children, you've thought about your work colleagues. It's really interesting to kind of like to work out what it is that people in your life that you really cherish are, because once you start communicating in their primary love language, lots of things start to shift in each of the relationships, and you both start to grow, and the relationship feels deeper, it feels more genuine, it feels more authentic. The last one is physical touch. Now, this doesn't mean to say that it's complete nakedness all of the time. However, if that's how it ends up, then aren't you the lucky one? Physical touch could be the little thing like the tap on the shoulder or the hug, or like, I know you've had a really bad day, nice big hug, and just literally being there for the person. Or again, it could be kind of like just the holding of hands as you're walking down the street. Or it could also be the look. A lot of people go weak at the knees if their partner gives them a certain look. Now, this is all connected with the physical touch. So my question to you is, which one are you? Because it's really interesting to go, oh, actually, I quite like this and I quite like that. And as I've said, if each of your partner are the same one, it's very easy for you to keep that loved up feeling going. Now, if you've worked out your partner is one of them and you're a different one, it's up to you whether you actually want to say to the partner, look, I've kind of worked this out and I want to give this a go. Or what you can do is what I did. I didn't tell anyone what I was up to. I just started communicating, as I've said, with my son in the words of affirmation, and I started to get him coming back to me, and actually everything worked out. Other people in my life, it was quality time. And it was acts of kindness. So it's really interesting to start communicating in these type of languages to see how your life can flow. As always, I'm all about the transformation on the inside and out, and this has to be a really important one, that if you start to bring it into your daily life, just watch the transformation start to happen with everyone around you and feel your emotional love tank going high. See you soon.